Bob and Ray. Matinee with Bob and Ray. It's a new tonal effect you're employing today, Ken, and I like it very much. Pretty.
Welcome, fellow humans, to another program of Matinee with Bob and Ray.
Wait just a moment. Wait till they finish, friends.
That noise in the background is by Ken and Bill. Kenneth and William.
Before we say anything more, I want to...
No, that's later, Bill.
Now then, I think I'd like to sing, friends. I've had thousands of requests. And,
there's your note.
That's
and
my
it's
note.
due today.
Oh, because
I don't think that's your type of song.
you'll come to me.
Now for Carmen,
a break
Victor,
of
Lever, and Rosemary, who you're listening to now. All of these boiled Canadians.
Do I sound anything like Margaret Truman?
No.
Huh?
Well,
I heard Margaret Truman the other night on the radio.
I wasn't fortunate enough to catch that program.
Well, I stumbled across it myself, and Peg was singing away there, bless her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Did you teach Margaret Truman anything, Ken? I thought I recognized a few of your lessons from in there, played by the great orchestra that was supporting her. I think it was the orchestra of Carmen Cavallero.
Kenneth Wilson's greatest contribution to records was his recording of Down Where the Wurzenberger Flows.
I know all you
still restricted.
All you folks who only half hate Ken Wilson, you can really hate him now when I tell you that he also participated in the writing of the WHDH jingles.
In fact, he was there when they were made, and Ken.
And he's on them, friends, and he's playing the organ on so many of those grand things. WHDH, your father's mustache. WHDH.
Song
that was Ken who did that, friends. Ken wrote it and dreamt it up, and I think that he's one.
It was a bad dream, too.
Well, that's all beside the point, Bob.
I think you're right, Ray, because it's time for a commercial.
Okay, well, leave us listen.
Is it the right one?
All
I
right.
think you fellas are the funniest people on the radio.
Stop, will you? Please, go ahead and sing that crumlet.
Now, wait till I get my ukulele tuned up.
Okay.
Chesterfield satisfy women and men. Chesterfield over and over again. Milder, much milder, all smokers agree. Always buy Chesterfield ABC.
Now, The Life and Loves of Linda Lovelace, written for radio by A. Carrington Lump and starring Marcia Van Alshot as Linda, Sherman L. Sturdley as David. In today's program, we'll hear Linda say,
I'm home, David. Home for Christmas.
Gay Christmas spirit is rampant in River's Mouth as David and Linda prepare their annual trimming of the Christmas tree. We see them now in the small house in River's Mouth. David had just brought in the tree. Snow is falling outside. There's a crackling fire in the hearth, and Linda turns to David.
Oh, David, I don't like that tree.
What's the matter with that tree?
Oh, I don't know. It's so barren.
Funny, I hear fire crackling, and I haven't lit it yet.
Oh, David, you're on fire. Here, sit
It's
down.
me.
Here, roll yourself in the
So
road.
it is, right.
Oh, David,
There it is. It's all out now.
I do wish you'd be careful. Oh, I don't know. Well, that tree, David, it's so barren.
There aren't many branches on this tree.
No, where did you buy it, my darling?
I bought it of Dr. Prescott.
You mean he sold you the tree?
He has trees in his front yard.
Oh, too bad you couldn't have gotten a nicer one.
But about these lights,
They don't work, David.
Do you know which is the bad bulb?
I think the bad bulb is the blue bad bulb.
The blue bulb is bad?
That's what I think, David. Always the blue bulbs go bad.
And the blue bulbs are so beautiful, too.
I love beautiful blue bulbs until they go bad. Then I get bored and boisterous.
You get bored with beautiful blue bulbs that go bad?
But David, please, You're making me cry.
It's nice of you to remember.
Oh, David, kiss me.
I believe the phone is ringing. I'll go over here and answer it.
All right, David. Meanwhile, I'll throw stuff on the tree.
There's some of that silver paper in the drawer there.
Where, David?
In the middle drawer.
Oh, the drawer's on the other side. Well, never mind.
Say, when do you folks plan to finish trimming that Christmas tree downstairs there in the living room?
25, 30 minutes or so, Uncle Eugene.
Let me know when it's done so I can come down and see it.
Incidentally, we're hanging your socks over the fireplace, and I wish you'd come down and take your feet out of them.
Right, I'll be down in just a minute.
All right.
Hey, who disconnected this fireman's pole here?
What?
Somebody disconnected the fireman's pole I usually slide down.
I took it out this morning for Christmas. We'll have it in after the first of the year, Uncle Eugene. I thought with people coming in that'd be...
Here I am with the telephone message.
What is it, David?
It was the wrong number.
Oh, darling, I was hoping it would be Crumlett.
When is Skipper due?
Skipper hasn't called, but they were to spring Crumlift this morning.
Crumlift will be in on the 8:10 train then.
I hope so. David, what are we having for Christmas?
Bacon and eggs.
All right, darling.
Meanwhile, at Rivers Miles Railroad Station,
David.
the 8:10 train is just about to... Did you finish all your lines?
No. David, what are you giving me for Christmas?
Well, tomorrow may tell more of this interesting story. We won't have time to look in on the 8:10 train, I don't believe. But that makes no never mind.
Ah, stop the music here.
Do I have to tune my ukulele? No, I don't.
Chesterfield satisfy women and men. Chesterfield over and over again. Milder, much milder, all smokers agree. Always by Chesterfield ABC.
Hey, incidentally,
Young boy, not...
I like those cordettes very much. I think they're wonderful. Bob, why don't you and I, so long as we have big wheels in this industry,
Yeah?
why don't we do...
You're right there, certainly. You're completely right.
Why don't
this is an industry.
Why don't we introduce the cordettes to Arthur Godfrey?
So you think we could get him on television?
Maybe he could do something for them.
Okay.
Because, as I understand it, and as I tune in my radio at night, he's on every station all night. At
He
least
works pretty hard.
it would be, I have that impression, that he goes on the air at about 7 in the evening on every station in America, and he's on till about midnight.
No, you're wrong
Then
on
he's
that.
back in the
Tony.
morning, too, on all stations.
You're wrong on that. I'm not on that much of the time. But where are these girls you're going to introduce me to?
I'd like to present them to you now, the lovely cordettes, Patty, Maxine, and Laverne, and Costello. So if you four girls...
Hello there, girls.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm the spokeswoman.
Who's the baritone in this group?
Me.
And how
I'm the good-looking one, too, hey.
how did you girls happen to get together?
We're in the same family. We're sisters.
How long have you been singing together?
Well, ever since we learned what music was, back in them good old school days.
Well, it's certainly beautiful music.
You like 'em?
to turn out.
Good,
It's
thanks a lot.
wonderful song. I think I'll tune my ukulele. and
Well, we
listen-
don't employ any musical instruments. We like to think our voices are like chimes and something like that. And
That's the soprano speaking now.
no, I'm the baritone. And I'd like to...
Why don't you sing your song over again?
Okay, girls, come on up here and help sis.
Have you got the right key there?
Okay.
Chesterfield satisfy women and men. Chesterfield over and over again. Milder, much milder, all smokers agree. Always by Chesterfield ABC.
Beautiful. I had a funny dream last night. People have been
Well,
wondering...
to begin with, you're overtired when you start dreaming.
Well, I may have been, but, people are wondering what's going to happen
We've
to
been
disc
working
jockeys.
much too hard.
People are wondering what's going to happen to disc jockeys when television comes in, and I had a dream that's going to answer the whole thing, I think.
Well, what happens to them?
No, well, I had this idea, see, in this dream that
Once television invades the disc jockey market, they will have television cameras set up in the studios, but instead of one disc jockey, there'll be a couple of them who will meet every night. It'll be like a wrestling match, see?
Bob, now let me see. Let me analyze this thing for you. You see, I had a little bit of psychology.
Did you have a little psychology in college?
Yeah, and a bit of psychiatry thrown in when I went
see you're wearing your college pin, a toothbrush today. You went to Colgate?
No, I went to Colonos.
Oh, yes. Now, you're going to analyze this. Well, wait till you hear what it is, see?
All right.
I mean, this is the thing. They all change their names when television comes into the disc jockey market.
Who changed?
In other words, you, instead of Ray Goulding, you won't be Ray Goulding anymore.
Oh,
You'll be known as Gorgeous Jockey.
What'll my kids think?
I don't know, but you'll know by it. And then there'll be another one, Golden Super Jockey will be in there.
That's me.
Yeah, and then Crusher Jockey. We can have a load of them.
Yeah, I see.
They all meet, and people call up to vote which one of the two wins the match, or maybe it's a draw.
I see. Well,
I think that's real good. Now analyze that.
Well, of course, it's very apparent that you're being troubled by bill collectors. I mean, I can see right away that you're concerned over your financial status in this world as we know it now.
I see.
So
far, you're not right.
I suggest, did you ever have a dream where several people were chasing you? And you kept running, and they kept gaining and gaining on you, and you tried to...
But I don't have to be asleep.
As I remember, in those dreams... Now, let me see if I have this right. You're running with snowshoes on, and they're on horseback.
That's right.
I see. And they do catch you, and you hide behind...
They always catch me, yeah.
And then you jump into a ditch.
That's right.
I see.
That's right. I'm the one. I did it.
Take him away, officer.
I did.
He's confessed.
Yeah, I did it.
And now to the microphone comes Dr. Ordway. Tell us how he solved this amazing mystery.
It's all very simple. I was making my way to my Baker Street lodgings one night to a thick pea soup. Fog.
What do you call me?
I said
I'm Lyle Fogg, assistant.
Lyle Fogg, my assistant, was standing by my side. There was a crackling fire on the hearth as I climbed the steps to my Baker Street lodgings.
I came up on my horse, I remember that night, and said,
Fogg opened the door and said,
I'm here, sir.
Right, Fogg, I'll come in.
I got your wire.
Thick pea soup outside, Fogg.
Very foggy.
It's good to get beside this crackling fire here. It's rather warm.
I got your wire, Captain.
Well, I'm glad. Ordway is the name.
Doctor?
Lyle Ordway.
I'm Lyle Fogg.
Right-o.
We're two Lyles. We're two Lyles from home.
Now, the next situation is who did the murder and why?
I don't know.
If we knew that, we'd have the case solved.
I tell you, if I were you, I'd arrest Sidney Greenstreet.
Is he the one who did it?
He always does it. No, Spring Byington never has done anything. She's always so nice.
Any crime.
Oh, I think Spring Byington is
always sweet.
So nice. Oh, I think she's wonderful. She's always a nice mama that always understands Junior.
So anyway, I went over to Spring Byington's place.
Can I set the garage up on fire, Ma?
Yes, certainly, dear boy. I don't want you having any fears and frustrations when you grow up.
Any harsh words for the children.
Daddy's car's in there. It's all right. All right, son.
Sure.
Daddy won't be home until 5 o'clock anyway. Now go out and have a good time.
Hey, Ma, I just broke a window with my ball.
Oh, that's wonderful, dear. Did you find the baseball?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
But that ain't all.
I've had funny dreams, too, Bob.
Let me analyze them for you.
Always these hands are reaching out for my throat and squeezing them so tight. And the veins stand out of my
I believe I can analyze that for you. Your collars are too tight.
Hey, that's it. That's it.
You see, it's very simple to solve these things. It takes practically no brain.
If you've been having dreams lately, why don't you put them on paper, send them along to us, and Bob and I'll giggle over them, and then we'll analyze them.
Send along to Dreams, Box 10.
That's right. And we still have a few Heart's Content left.
Very, very few of them.
If you'd still like a Heart's Content in time for the gay season, simply address a postcard to us here. Heart's Content, care of this station.
They went fast, boy. They were a sellout.
Incidentally, we have some old hearts and flowers around, too, if you'd like any.
I think Green has got all of them left.
We have waxed flowers and waxed hearts. If you'd like some, we can send it out to you. But that's all over and done with, I'm sure.
We have the Music Nook with us this afternoon.
What about them, Bob? Are they still in business down in Norwood?
They did a very nice favor for a friend of mine yesterday. You know, if you can't find any RCA Victor 45 record player attachments, or if you can't find any of the things that go with them besides the records, like those little
Things you put in the middle, you know, so the
No.
records will fit.
No, I don't.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't know anything about
Well,
it.
if you can't find that, the music note. Spindles? Can't hear you.
Bushing. No, they make the spindle fat. Is that the one?
Yeah. Well, you'll find everything to do with records out there at the music note, and especially this 45 RPM line. And they're very happy to sell these things to you.
I wouldn't believe that. So what do they have, these 45?
They have 45 RPM records to go with the Victor, what is it, 9YJ or something?
Incidentally, friends, if you want to play a 78 on one of those 45s, you can.
Sounds funny, too.
Yeah, you'll laugh, and a lot of people do that. They have more fun playing 78s. For instance, they like to get a Gene Autry record on there and play it at 78. It's a lot of fun. And
they get Rudolph on there, get him going around there at 78. Great fun.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Well, he would go
Reindeer.
slower, though, on the 45, wouldn't he?
What's that? He'd go slow, yes.
You would almost say it glows. Because it brings out the imperfections in Autry's voice, which you don't hear otherwise.
His highs, friends, and his lows, you can notice he's reaching for them. He has to climb up on horseback to hit one or two notes.
Now, Gene Autry, rich baritone sings.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
He's rich, anyway.
Well, I'll say he's rich.
But we shouldn't be talking about him when we're talking about the Music Nook and RCA.
No,
And besides-
certainly not.
Besides records, they have a complete photographic line out there.
That's right. They have the famous Gladys Swat-Out records, too. And for Christmas.
For everyone's collection.
Everyone wants, of course, a Gladys Swat-Out record in the house for Christmas. I know I do. It's a little custom that Gladys Swat-Out's trying to get started.
To have her records in everybody's homes or houses for Christmas.
Gladys Swat-Out I saw one time when I was in New York. She was on I believe the Andre Kostelanetz program, Bob. And she is very beautiful. Did you know that?
Very lovely lady, yeah.
Oh, boy. Beautiful.
Nice voice.
I kept thinking that I'd like to be cast opposite her in some opera, like Puccini's famous Figaro.
Do you know the score?
What?
Do you know the score?
Sure, 2-0, the top of the eighth.
I plucked a rose in the garden.
Yes, you plucked a rose in the garden.
Don't always agree with me.
No, you didn't pluck a rose in the garden.
Has anybody seen my rose?
What rose?
The rose that was in my garden.
It's over here.
Yes, it's over here, it's over here, it's over here.
I love you so very much.
Careful that top
I love
step.
you so very much. I also like green peas and squash.
Next week, another complete opera in digest form.
That, of course, was Puccini's Red Sox.
Here, your teeth.
Thank you.
We didn't mention the address of Music Nook. It's 707.
Washington Street in Norwood. Midtown Norwood, friends.
Right. Speaking to you from downtown Norwood, there's a crowd of people around me. Just listen to them roar.
Boy, Happy New Year, anybody?
And we're here to bring you the celebration outside of the Music Nook. Inside, I can see warm lights glowing.
People rushing down the street. Person rushing down the street. Doing his last-minute shopping in Norwood. But anyway, if you do live in Norwood, or if you live within a radius of 300, 400 miles, we suggest that you buy all your records and everything that you want.
Or if you have a mailbox anywhere near your house.
You can use it.
The Music Nook is as near your home as your nearest mailbox. A phrase I just figured out, and I think I'll sell it to them.
Hey, you know, we haven't looked in on old St. Nick. Wonder should we go up and talk with one of his helpers, maybe?
Yeah, well, that's good, yeah.
Okay, we'll go up there. Now, through the magic of radio, boys and girls, we take you to the North Country, where we're going to try to talk with one of Santa's helpers and see how things are coming along this year.
Say, Pete,
Yeah?
you think we're going to discover gold very soon?
Well, I don't know much about that. I think we're in the wrong place. Let's keep pushing further north.
Two people are that far.
Those two fellows don't sound like good scouts at all. Ah, here we are. Here, say, isn't this a fairyland, Bob? beautiful, isn't it?
Wonderful, yes. Look at all these toys around here.
Hey, this is real
I haven't
great.
seen anything like this since my last visit to New England Doll and Novelty Company.
Hey, isn't this wonderful? Say, Helper,
Yes, you're calling me?
come on over here. We'd like to talk with you for a little while.
How do you do?
Hello. Do you stand his helper?
I'm one of his helpers. He has a good many helpers, you know.
Oh, I
a
know.
lot of helpers.
I see.
With many hands.
Hey, isn't that wonderful? What kind of toys you got? I understand they have some real nice trains now that can run over human beings and everything.
We have all kinds of toys here.
Honest?
Would you like to see these magic sets I have over here?
I'd like to see that boy's surgical kit where he can remove his own brains.
I have something even better than that this year.
What?
It's a toy Geiger counter.
Oh, boy.
You can set off your own atom bombs with this little device here.
Is that so, really?
Yeah. I think it's ticking now.
I hear it.
I think maybe we'll have an atom bomb.
Oh, what wonderful gifts. And this, isn't this beautiful here?
Well, I'm not giving that away this Christmas. That I'm keeping for myself.
Oh, I see. What is that? It's some sort of a...
Tricycle.
Uh-huh.
See, it has 4 wheels.
And this cosmic ray machine. Is it true that this withers every living thing within 4 square miles?
Yes, this is a very popular present.
Oh, isn't that
Santa's
cute?
giving a
What
lot
do? You
of
pull
things.
that little trigger here?
Yes, but don't pull that trigger because something bad might happen
Oh,
to you.
okay.
At least don't aim it at me when you pull the trigger.
Uh-huh.
Aim it at yourself, that's all right.
Oh, boy. I guess not. Say, then, now look at this erector set here. Hey, that's my... What does this make, I wonder?
This makes bridges and everything.
It does, huh? Well, what do you know
You
about...
see that fat, jolly man over there at the piano?
The what?
The fat, jolly man at the
Yes,
piano.
who is
That's
that?
Vincent Lopez.
It is?
Yes.
What do you know about that? Speaking of scaffolds and everything, I know a little boy who wants a small guillotine for Christmas.
We have plenty of those here, and we have a lot of nice sharp axes here.
Oh, wonderful.
Little boy and girl will like that.
Oh, well, I think I better go back to the New England Doll and Novelty. I don't seem to like all these
Everything
types
they
of...
have is pretty, I think.
That's right. So let's go back, Bob.
All right. If we had a whistle, that would be the place for those slide whistles. We should have one of those.
Well, we should speak to
In
somebody
fact,
about
our
it.
sound effects department is very remiss.
Hey, what about all those toys? Some toys really frighten me. Honestly, they do. You know?
They work.
Hmm?
They work.
Yeah, they work. That's the part that's frightening about it. It's amazing, though, what they can make in miniature. It really is. And I'm scared. Now then.
Howdy, folks. I'm Miss Cynthia.
Oh, you're not either. You're Mary
Glad
McGowan.
to
We
be with
know
you
it.
all on this dark day.
It is
Hope
kind
you're
of
all
gloomy.
getting your shopping done. Remember, you only have 93 days left.
Today, Mary, you were going to give us a little bit of information about preparing the Christmas dinner, weren't you? The turkey? Preparing the bird?
A few gifts.
Have you gotten the bird yet?
I don't think that was very kind, Bob, at all.
No, I didn't know whether you'd purchased the same or not.
I just don't go along on that kind of thinking.
Well,
I never say those things to you.
Well,
Land
sometimes
sakes,
you
I
do.
know you get the bird enough.
Sometimes you do, you know.
Very rarely do I, but you make it a point all the time,
Well,
Bob.
tell us about the Christmas dinner, will you? It's
Well,
getting closer every day. You know.
Well, of course, goose is the traditional dinner, according to my authority.
Uh-huh. Who is your authority?
Mr. Burgoyne, the
Oh,
engineer. He spent a year or a Christmas day in England, and he
Oh, he
tells
did.
me that goose is the traditional Christmas dinner.
Uh-huh. I
There.
thought they had roast beef over there, too.
They have that, too, and what else would you like?
Oh,
like a little
mashed
peas with
potatoes.
that?
Peas are good, yeah.
How about celery?
And celery I'll pass up for now.
All right. Now then, ladies, here's a few gift suggestions. Do you notice how few men receive spats anymore?
That's a thing that should be brought back, or things.
That's right. And I recommend spats 100%. I wear them myself. as
After
you
all-
know. I wear the velvet type that go clear up to my knees.
Sure, there's just as much need for spats today as there was 80 years ago.
Chilblains is on the march.
Right.
And we must fight back
We
the
hope
only
to
way
have
we know.
Chilblains up here. He's just made a new movie. I think he's in the Sundowners, isn't he?
Howdy, folks.
Chilblains.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Bob,
somebody
there you
else.
go, pulling my leg again.
But they could be brought back. It's a style that I think we'd all like to see again.
Another thing, friends, scarfs. Not enough men get scarves at Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Or cigarette lighters.
Cigarette lighters. No, not ties. Men do seem to get ties, although there's been so much talk about it that ties have fallen off as a gift. And I was speaking with Mr. Goulding, my legal advisor, and he told me that he... Excuse me, the telephone.
No, that wasn't the phone. That was Mr. Wilson. He was making jolly over there.
I see.
Now, what about...
Apple jolly.
What were you saying, Bob?
You were saying something.
I was talking about getting a goose for Christmas. And I think it would be very lovely. And you could have squash and peas to go with it, hot mince pie, or like that. Mm-hmm.
No, that sounds like a pretty...
You remind me of a very funny joke that I won't say anything about either.
Mary, you've given us some great ideas for this coming Christmas. How about decorating
if you're planning
the table?
on spending Christmas in America, then I recommend a turkey. But if you're going to England or will be there, you can plan on having goose for Christmas.
How about decorating the Christmas dinner table?
Well, I have a novel idea. I take an old sock.
We're not boring you, are we?
No, I take an old sock, you see, and I stiffen it with varnish.
Yeah?
But I make sure first that it's opened before I stiffen it.
Yeah, I see.
I wrap it around an old water pipe, and then I paint it with shellac, you see, until it becomes hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take this hard sock and cut it off the pipe. Now, be careful. So many ladies have gone ahead and cut through the pipe, causing Daddy to be ever so mad when he comes home.
Dad, especially if the pipe is being used for anything.
Water, particularly. Or others. No. In my case, gas, indeed. Now then.
Where were you?
I was
you were taking the pipe.
I was shellacking a sock when I was interrupted.
All right, go
I
ahead.
don't like to be interrupted at anything like that.
What do you do with this sock after you've shellacked it?
I take it and I fill it with fruits and jellies.
That's great.
And place it on
and grapes on the top.
Grapes coming out. It forms a huge stocking cornucopia.
That's wonderful.
And outpouring from this, such things as grapes, jellies, hard candies, nuts, and like
yes,
that.
That's exactly the way we feel about it.
Yes, Mary, I'll buy that 100%.
And thanks.
However, if you don't have the time to make your own stocking
Sorry, that
cornucopia...
little alarm clock just went off and your time is up.
Write me a postcard, and by return
press that
mail,
button,
I'll
Ray,
send you
please.
a shellac stocking cornucopia.
There she goes, down through the trap door. Well, sir, you know what's happened? Our half hour is just about gone right down to the end.
Circus.
And I think it's time for us to be folding our silent tents.
And silently floating away on our magic carpet.
Right, we'll be in tents again tomorrow from 1 to 1:30, because you see, Thursday we never know what's going to happen.
Ken Wilson, his magic haircut and organ. We'll be back again tomorrow. Bill Green again at the piano. Charlie Gargoyle, swell.
We like your work, and we're planning on keeping you.
2 or 3 weeks anyway.
That's tomorrow.
Look, it's been wonderful having you friends along the party line here. We'll be back again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Certainly hope that you can make it. And tomorrow, ladies, try and have the kids a little quieter, will you, during the program?
Right, because we don't want you to miss a single word.
It's so important. If you work, be sure and write, won't you? And hang by your thumb.
Yes, it's Matinee with Bob and Ray.
Good work, Ken.
Yes, hello again, everybody. It's Matinee with Bob and Ray with our guest star, George Anderson of Bit of Sweden is here today.
Oh, that's right.
We haven't seen
Hot
George...
Dog Anderson.
We haven't seen George Hot Dog Anderson in about 8 months.
We haven't seen him in about 8 months, and he dropped up here today.
But you've been down to the Bit of Sweden.
We all went. I took the whole family over one day.
That's right. Well, I have never been there.
Well, you'll have to drop down because
I've never had a bit of Sweden to eat in my life. What does it taste like, Bob? Dirt?
Oh, smorgasbord and a lot of
Smorgasbord,
stuff. Yeah,
huh?
sure.
Uh-huh. Did you have yellow for dessert?
Yellow, yeah.
Good.
Yellow.
Oh, what do you know about that? Well, friends, this, of course, as we all know...
You consult your local radio page. You can find out what this program is.
This just so happens that it's 2 days before Christmas, in response to our mail, In fact, we have had so many cards and letters demanding that we present our annual Christmas program that we're going to do it today.
The studio is all decked out with holly and mistletoe and wreaths of green evergreens.
All our guests have been presented with a garbage disposal unit.
Santa Claus is standing in the corner.
A supply of garbage.
And we have a gay holiday Christmas play to present a little bit later on.
But that will come later.
That will come.
Yes.
Oh, that will be much later because we've got to hear from a lot of people.
Oh, we have so many people to hear from today, Bob.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
And I think that you will enjoy our play that we've arranged. We had a good time last night.
Those steady listeners, of course, have heard us do this. But this will be our 16th year presenting our regular
Christmas play. And
well, what's going on over there?
With great acclaim.
You're mad. We have a I wonder how old he would be.
He wasn't out at Cushing Veterans Hospital last night. What's he crying about? He didn't see the show we put on.
We really put on a dandy show, didn't we? We were lucky to get out of there alive.
And I didn't think we would when we got in that 12 miles of corridors trying to find our way.
Down the corridors.
Down the corridors and out through the front door.
Yes. Down the corridors.
Well, I think possibly, in as much as we have so much to include in the program today, we should have music to start off with, and we'll get into something else. Huh?
I don't blame. He has good reason to cry and complain. If I was his age and had to listen to a couple of characters like you, Bob, and me, Ray, I know I would, too.
A little child shall lead them. A baby won't cry unless he's not being entertained.
Bob, before you said that?
I don't remember.
Well, then take off your tremula.
Go ahead and... No, I said we'd have some music. Because we've got to get... Well, we may not have a chance for another song before...
Well, I don't know. I hope it's Christmas music. It had better been in keeping with our Christmas program. All right.
All right. Contestants number 1.
That's Christmas music.
And now to the matinee with Bob and Ray, a theater workshop of the air, and our annual Christmas play. A fanfare first, Kenneth.
Once again, it's our privilege and pleasure to present for the 16th year the Bob and Ray Christmas program.
Presented by our radio workshop. You get the saws and hammers all...
We're all set. We're wearing double-deck snow tread sneakers.
A little bit of mood music in the Christmas vein.
Green visors hat. Christmas music.
It's the year 1864.
That doesn't sound like Christmas.
A cold night on the moors of England, and two men are making their way across a barren hilltop.
Boy, I hope we get someplace soon.
I say, Stephen, it's mighty gloomy here on the moors.
It sure is.
It's so windy and dogs...
Did you hear a hound baying over there?
No.
Oh, it's a beastly night. There's a house over
Look at that light over there.
It's a house.
Let's head towards it.
Oh,
anything to get in out of this dreadful weather.
Out of this dreadful weather.
Oh, lambs.
Here we are on the porch. I'll knock on the door.
I'll knock on the door. It's nearer to me.
Yes. I hope someone's home.
I'll Certainly hope so.
It's going to be a cold Christmas Eve if we
I
don't.
hope they open it before I break my knuckles.
Were you looking for someone?
Yes.
Yeah, Governor. We're looking for a place to get in out of this bad
You see, we're lost.
Come inside, won't you?
Yes.
Right through this corridor. Follow me.
Yes.
Shut the door, Harry.
You don't need to shut the door.
That was my twin brother.
It will close by itself, you see.
What time is it, anyway? We've been walking for several hours.
You will be our guests now.
It's almost midnight. I believe the clock is about to strike now.
Let's go to the bell tower.
Follow us to the bell tower.
Down this corridor.
You like it here at Centerville Asylum.
Did we tell you? We're all dead, you see.
I believe the master is. Don't be frightened. That's only the master.
I'm sleeping now.
He's been sleeping for 15 years.
Come, let's sit down.
Tell me, how did you get here?
Well, we came by coach half the way. Yeah. And
by coach?
Yes.
That's strange. There's no road.
Oh, yeah? Hey, wait a minute. What are we getting into? I don't know. I think, Stephen, you and I ought to head back to London. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, you can't go. You can't go now.
No, you must stay with us, you see.
Yes, with that storm brewing outside.
You have nothing to fear at the asylum.
Follow me through this corridor. It's only a few steps.
Hey, I don't like the looks of this, Harry.
I'm worried, too.
I'm beastly worried.
I say, it's ringing 12 o'clock midnight again, too.
Yes, we've got to get that clock fixed.
Yes. We're so frightened here.
We'll step into this room here. I want you to meet one of our patients.
You see, he's been dead for 20 years.
For 15 years.
It's ringing now.
Here he is. Hello there.
Hello there. This is Basil Rathbone. Now at length, quality in a long cigarette. Fatima. First quality for 30 years. If you like a long cigarette, buy the best of long cigarettes. Buy Fatima.
All right, Basil, back to the bell tower.
Basil, sleep now.
Come, it's time we go to the boathouse.
Oh, yes.
I don't know whether we want to go to the boat.
Oh, I say, we don't want to go anywhere in a boat.
I don't believe we do. No, Harry. Let's get out of here.
Come, the master is expecting you.
No, you can't go now. We'll go out through the front door.
I say, are you an Engleton?
Hold your coat around you. It's cold. We're almost there now.
Yes, it was here that the master was murdered 30 years ago.
Found him in the moat the next morning.
We have never removed him, you see.
Oh, boy, I'm getting kind of worried about
Before I forget it, Merry Christmas.
Have I thought to wish you a Merry Christmas?
Thank you, sir.
How did you get here?
We came by coach.
By coach?
Yes, you see.
But there's no road to the asylum.
Well, we walked.
We made our way across the moors.
Oh, here we are here.
That's only our dog, Baskerville.
Marley.
He's a hound.
Some people call us madmen.
But you're not frightened, are you?
No. No, we're not.
No, we
frightened.
ain't scared, no.
Yeah. This don't seem very Christmassy to me, Harry.
No. Well, the story goes on, friends.
Goes on and gets nowhere, and...
Well, I'll tell you, I'll save you all the bother. Those two characters that stumbled into that house were murdered, and as I understand it, the two twin brothers passed away a horrible...
They call me Black Bruce.
I'm called Stinker.
Tomorrow we'll hear Black Bruce say,
"Hello.
We're all dead here."
Well,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
That is our Merry Christmas program that we've been presenting for 16 years. From coast to coast, and we know that you've enjoyed it.
It's now in record form, I might say. You can get the original version on records at your favorite store.
Well,
I think it's called A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
So what else is new?
Nothing at all. Nothing
You know,
whatsoever.
of course, that we're all dead here.
Yes, I've heard that. But come with me.
Do you like the black drapes, sir?
I think they're very fetching.
The master likes black.
I remember he did 15 years ago.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You're not frightened, are you?
No. Oh, well. Do we have any other
dear.
commercials this
Yeah,
morning?
we have one other, I think.
Oh, is that all?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see here.
Wait a moment. The clock is about to strike, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's midnight, you know. Yes, 2 o'clock.
Yes,
Come with me through this corridor.
Oh, dry up and bud. I've been up and down corridors too long and too much.
Pardon me, have you got a cigarette?
Wait a minute, please. This isn't a Christmas program. This is a very scary thing.
Here, I'll give you a cigarette.
It was here the master...
Thank you very much.
It was here the master was murdered, you see.
It was here that I pulled the knife out, stabbed him in the back.
Oh,
Don't lose your temper, Peter. We must be nice to these gentlemen.
Excuse me, but what is all this
Mary.
nonsense going on?
You've
here?
interrupted the train of thought on this play, Mary. We were putting our annual Christmas play on.
You know we're all dead here.
Well, that's what we
What are you
judged,
doing
yeah.
anyway? For the land's
No,
sake,
we
you
were-
sounded like Boris Karloff and his twin brother Stephen Karloff.
No, we were just we're having a little holiday celebration.
Well, what kind of a holiday celebration is
Christmas?
We're all dead here, you know?
Well, this is one of the early English plays. in the
Oh, I see.
1860s.
Well, ladies, how's everything getting along with you?
Did you try out any of that geese stuffing last night? when you
No,
went home?
no, I haven't, Bob. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat.
It'll clear your throat. Good. Try one of these Thayers here. Did you notice the box of Thayer slippery elm throat lozenges which came for you this morning?
Mary, excuse me, Mary. We're very happy to see that Thayer's didn't forget us for Christmas. They sent us 5 packages of Thayer's slippery elm lozenges.
And publicly, we want to thank the Thayer.
We want to go on record as saying thanks a lot, and could you really afford it?
Oh, and Mr. Thayer, follow me through this corridor. I have a small Christmas present for you, too.
Yes.
That fellow is rather sinister. I don't think...
You know, of course, we're all dead here.
Mary, did you bring a recipe or anything?
Yes, I have, Bob. I brought a slight recipe for Christmas. Today, ladies, I thought we could discuss not only horse chestnut dressing, but oyster dressing for your geese.
Oyster dressing, huh?
Yes. These oysters, I might mention, I would suggest that you use the oysters from down around.
Excuse me, Mary.
We're all dead here.
Excuse me. I might mention just what's going on. We have a 2-year-old guest who is in the process of cleaning the studio floor with a very expensive snowsuit. And I know Mommy and Daddy are thrilled to pieces over it.
Yeah. Listen to them smile, friend.
I wonder if we got him to the microphone, he'd say a few words for us, Bob.
Why don't you bring him over?
I'll go across the moat now and get him.
Walk down through that corridor. Bring him over to the microphone. He may have something funny to say, and we could use it.
People want to hear you, young man.
Hello there, little fella. Hello.
He isn't saying much. He tried to throw me from the boat while we were on the moat.
I didn't notice that.
Where's your mommy?
Oh, he just shakes his head. Whoop.
He now has Daddy's expensive Adam's hat and will proceed to go to work on
An
it.
Adam's fur felt, friends.
Exactly it.
And,
See if you can kick it over here. Yes, he could, by George.
He did.
I might mention that Adam hat is spelled Stetson.
I beg your pardon.
You see, I'm dead from here up.
Have you seen Stetson around anywhere?
Stetson is in the library. Reading.
I'll go down and find him.
Reading The Raven.
Oh, that's my favorite book. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And
Before I go, I'll pull this bell chime.
Merry Christmas, friends, in case we...
Merry Christmas, Charlie.
Yes, I hear the bell striking one.
I hear the bell chiming. I must go.
I must be off.
You certainly must be. So another engaging episode in the life of Charlie and Hank come to an end.
Bob, I was wondering, inasmuch as the Thayer Slippery Elm people remembered us with 5 packages of Thayer Slippery Elm
What
lozenges.
could we send them?
What could we get for Thayers, besides Lost, I mean?
Some appropriate gift, you mean? Something that they could really use.
Something they could use out at the Thayer Slippery Elm plant. I wonder would a new saw do it?
Well, that might do, or some bandages for their tree doctors who take care of the slippery elm trees.
I don't know what we could do. Band-Aids, maybe, for...
Splints for broken elm trees.
I don't know, but it's something for you and I to think of. We only have 2 more days, or a day and a half, really, to do our shopping.
Right, and if any of the stores close early, we've only got a day, actually, because it's now 20 minutes past 1 almost.
Yeah. Well, let's sit in the corner and think, and meanwhile we'll listen to Ken, Bill, and the harp player underneath the piano play a delightful
Is he ever going to be surprised when he hears music?
Young man, you better get out from under there.
He won't be any more surprised than we will if we hear music.
Go ahead, fellas. Play it 3/4 time. Thank you for that Christmas music.
The Life and Loves of Linda Lovely, written for radio by E. Carrington Love. It's the gay holiday Christmas season.
The last radio station you'll work at, too, Green. Get out.
In River's Mouth, Linda and
Get
David
through.
are busily preparing their Christmas
Dismantle
tree
your harp and get out.
for the season and the weeks ahead. Linda and David, trimming the tree, are smiling at one another. And one
Excuse me,
another
announcer.
smiles back.
We're all dead here, you know.
Well, that's the other program.
Oh, that's right, yes.
It's now 1:15. We've joined the network.
What were you saying about Linda and David? They're
Linda
happy.
looks at David, and as she hangs a crystal-covered ornament on the tree, she says,
David, this is a crystal-covered ornament I'm hanging on the tree.
yes, it's mighty delightful. But
What
you're
do you-
not hanging it right.
What do you mean I'm not hanging it right?
It should be up higher.
Ah, drop dead. If you'd get off that sofa and give me a...
Set your dial for Ole Leahy of Notre Dame tomorrow at 6:45. Thank you, Joe Kelly. You know, you're all dead, Joe.
Yes, David.
Linda, I was saying you're not hanging this tree very well.
You know, David, as I look at your throat, I like to hang it from the uppermost branch. This is the first time I've had any trouble with you, David.
Just
And
for
right
that,
before Christmas.
I'm walking out. That's all.
Ah, drop dead.
Well, Linda and David,
Doesn't look like a very happy Christmas for Linda and David, does it?
completely in love until today. 2 days before Christmas
They've had a falling out.
Will they be back together again before the holiday rolls around? We'll know more tomorrow.
All right, Bob, you through?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll know more tomorrow. That thing I read was supposed to be read at 1:30, but I didn't have the...
You were just anxious, that's it.
I was a little eager, and I read it before time. What else were you saying, Bob, that was
Do you have
boring?
any of those crisp holiday cookies that hot dog Anderson brought?
Oh, yes. Remember how we had a little fun making Christmas cookies just the other day in my oven, Bob?
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
You know, I don't believe I've mentioned this, friends, but Bob and I are both cooking and health experts, too. And we spend a lot of our spare time in the kitchen, preparing what we think are tasty and yet nourishing meals.
But everything we know we owe to Bob Killam, don't we?
I think so. You know, he's
Mother
all
Killam,
dead.
as we call him.
Bob Killam, you know, is all dead.
I know that.
He was a relative of the master, you see.
Come with me down this corridor.
Boris Karloff is in town, friends, and that inspired this Christmas program today.
Yes, I'm appearing in the shop at Sly Corner.
Now, wait a minute. Don't impersonate
No,
Boris. He
don't
may
do
be
that.
listening from his beautifully upholstered suite at the Ritz.
Pardon me, have you a cigarette, gentlemen?
Well, yes, I have. I have a Fatima.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Here, I'll light it. And I'll puff on this cigarette.
Oh, cut it out, Bob. Don't
this
scare me.
Fatima cigarette.
Cut it out, Bob. Don't.
Sorry, I lost my temper.
We call them Fat Emma cigarettes around here. So would you please correct that?
All right.
All right.
Fatima.
Well, here now, the Berea College Choir, finally.
They're all decked out in mistletoe and holly, too.
Yes.
Make with all good cheer, 'cause Christmas time is near. The mission bell song says, join the happy throng. Whistle and be gay, it's a happy holiday. Yes, join the merry throng, 'cause that's where you belong. Now a toast is true in Mission Bell to you. Here's to your success in everything you do. Greetings to you all, and don't forget to call for Mission Bell wine, because Mission Bell's fine, because Mission Bell's fine, because Mission Bell's fine.
Produced by K. Arcadian Incorporated, California, New York, and Chicago.
I've come for K.R. Acalian.
She's right down the hall in the library.
I'll go down to the library.
She's
Through this corridor.
straight until you see that little thin, slender ray of light.
I beg your pardon. Could you direct me to the mattress department?
Yes. Down that corridor and through the open elevator well.
Are they priced right?
Yes, and they have a genuine label on them.
Good. Until tomorrow, so long, and for listening to me, thank you.
Right. See, this is a very cheerful program. I haven't been more frightened, Bob, than... Well, I don't believe I've been ever... I don't think so, really.
That covers it pretty well.
Might mention, Bob, that we've had a lot of fine Christmas cards in the mail. And before I go, I'd like to remind all the listeners to place their order now for fall pigs. Get your postcards into me, Ray Stradley. I thank you for listening to me. And remember, if you don't think of your pigs now, you won't have them next fall.
You don't think of your pigs, they won't think of you.
That's right, and you don't deserve it.
Howdy, boys. Howdy, Ken, Bill, Charlie, Ray,
Tex,
Bob.
will you be home for Christmas?
I'll be home for Christmas, in the words of a popular song I wrote some years back, after being discharged from the French Foreign Legion.
Wait a minute. You wrote that after being separated from the French Foreign Legion?
Tex, you read Ray's line.
That's right. I was the one who wrote it.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't write that song. It was White Christmas, I guess.
And it was me who was discharged from the French Foreign Legion.
Sure, it was Ray.
I couldn't speak a word of French. They wouldn't keep me around.
Well, I'll have to be going now. So long.
So long, Tex. Before you go, where'll you be Christmas Eve?
Bailey's Mistake.
Righto. We'll be up there looking for you.
Yeah, we'll look for all of our friends up there.
Now, getting back to my oyster recipe, Bob, if
That's
I
right.
might.
You haven't given that yet, have you?
Grind up about a pint of oysters. Put them through the grinder. And don't have any mercy on them. I mean, grind them up
let
real
them have
small.
it.
Yes. Put them into a large crock. Fill with breadcrumbs. And I suggest you use today's bread.
Today's bread? You wouldn't use stale bread?
That's spelled Today, apostrophe S. Today.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to copyright that right now.
That's a good name.
Hey, today's bread.
Come with me through this corridor. We'll copyright
I'm a wealthy
it.
man. I can probably sell that name.
Yes.
Well, it's just a thought.
But getting back to my today's bread recipe, you use 2 or 3 or perhaps 6 slices of today's bread and crumble it all up. And if it's real fresh bread, you can roll it into a ball. If it doesn't roll into a ball, it's not today's bread.
Look for it at your neighborhood grocery store.
Put it in, mix it in with
today.
the oysters, and bake in about 3 cups of white Mission Bell wine.
Oh, now that's nice.
Drain it through an old silk stocking and yippee.
Wow.
Hot dog.
A holiday feast for your whole family.
Your whole family will love it. Thank you, Mary. Goodbye, and I certainly hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Tomorrow night at midnight is the deadline.
That's
time
right.
You've got to have that $50 in if you want to get in on this now.
That's right. What is this, Bob? I didn't hear of it. Is there a new contest on this program?
No contest, no.
Well, what are the 50 things? Or words or something?
$50.
Oh, $50 is the prize.
$50 has to be in here.
Oh, that's
If
right.
you want to get in on this thing.
That's right. Send your
midnight.
$50 to us, care of this station. And look, one little thing, make them crisp dollar bills. They fold easier.
Don't use the old beat-up ones.
Well, we're liable to lose them that way. If they're crisp and crunchy, we'll be able to count them and stack
Listen
them away.
to that wind blow. Boy.
Oh, please, no more wind. I'm so frightened now. In fact,
Real cold.
I'm catching a slight cold from all the wind. Bob, let's turn up that wind. Let's remind everybody that we'll
Stop the wind! Hello? Yes? Yeah, it's Mrs. Sturtley. You stop the wind. Yes. What was the name of the wind when we stopped it? What did you say? Oh, I'm awfully sorry, but 2 Cadillacs for trying anyway. And better luck next time if you're ever called again. If you ever are, I'll be very surprised. Goodbye. Well, that puts $50,000 in our jackpot for tomorrow, friends. So be sure to be listening to see if you are the lucky winner.
Well, before we go, I want to mention that we have in our studios again today our mice fanciers.
Oh, yes.
We have a little girl who comes up here with trained mice, believe it or not.
Their name's Bob and Ray.
Yeah, 2 of them, and the minute we sign off, we're going to go over and take another look at them. Sure we do. So this is a real cozy little studio we have here from 1 to 1:30. If you'd care to come up and blow your top with us, why don't you stay home and blow your top? It's easier, and you're near friends.
Sure. This is WHDH in Boston.
That surprises you, I presume.